Okay, I got a quick hour here, so I might be able to get a little bit further in this. So let's.
A little Actually, I have no idea what it's about.
Okay, I think I already took a screenshot of that. Let me double check. And I did. Okay. Alright, soon here I'm gonna have to actually sit down and solve some of these puzzles.
What do you make of it?
Not a whole lot.
Alright, I want to talk to this guy a little bit. Have some more evidence to shove in his face.
Felix is a contradiction. His loyalties are placed firmly within the realm of materialism, money, property. But his ego relies on an entirely fraudulent self-image, don't you think?
I was just about to say the same thing.
Fifi doesn't like me.
What did you do?
I'm not sure. If you find out, maybe you can let me know.
I imagine you don't visit the astronomy tower too often, do you?
No, but I still see Pointer, sometimes. He's always curious about what I'm growing in the greenhouse. Asks me about the birds, too, and insects. He's pretty clued up on his evolutionary biology.
I didn't think there was much overlap between astronomy and biology.
Penelope is my fiancée.
Don't take this the wrong way, but Penny doesn't really strike me as your type.
She's not who she pretends to be. People think she's... well, they make assumptions.
And how's the relationship doing recently?
Good. It's good. Poppy and I are friends.
Oh, I can buy that. Dark clothes, blue hair, an average of 3 words per sentence. Oh, you're like 2 peas in a pod.
She's very kind, and she has an interest in plants. Unusual flowers, mostly. I've been teaching her.
Right.
Is something wrong? Penelope knows about birds. You should ask her instead.
Actually, I wanted to ask you about something. There's a plant mentioned on this page, see? Do you have any? In the greenhouse?
No, I don't grow that anymore. I've tried, in the past. It's incredibly difficult, even for me. I could never get it to live more than a couple of weeks. It's Fifi and Freya.
Don't you think Poppy should be in the photo too?
Maybe, maybe not. She doesn't really like crowds.
2 people isn't a crowd.
Right, but if she was in the photo, then it'd be 3.
Checkmate.
Freya's best work, in my opinion. Although, the photo doesn't carry the same energy as the real thing.
What do you think it's a painting of?
What do you mean?
Like, what's the subject matter? What's that big red thing?
Oh, I don't think it's that kind of painting. Looks like someone doesn't want you to read that book.
That's the main thing making me want to read it.
Felix made that? Huh. That's quite sweet, really.
This is yours, Fitz?
Yeah.
Do you use it?
I keep all my tools in the greenhouse.
That wasn't what she asked.
What's with the broken glass? Penelope's 3 favorite birds. She's very protective over them.
Are they, like, her pets? Do they have names?
Oh, they have names. Penelope loves to name things.
Do you remember what she named them?
I do not. A flower.
That's a flower. We found it in Penny's room.
Okay.
Mean anything to you?
Why would it?
Come on.
I don't really go into Penny's room or anywhere in Pointer Tower. I just don't have a reason to. Those petals, they,
What?
they're red. Poppy's piano music. I remember when she started learning. She's improved a lot since then.
Yeah, that's generally how it works.
Right. Of course.
Any idea who this is?
No. No idea.
Totally Poppy.
I've seen beetles with brightly colored shells, metallic shells even. They're relatively common, especially around here. There's a difference between that and actual gold.
It can't be actual gold. Gold is just inside the earth or whatever. You can't make it. It's called alchemy. It was a whole thing.
Wait, those are mine, the earmuffs. They went missing about a week ago.
What do you need earmuffs for?
I use them for gardening sometimes.
Why? You don't own a chainsaw, do you?
No. I wear them while I'm gardening, and it stops people from trying to talk to me.
That's genius.
We found these up in the rooftop garden. Do you know how long they've been there?
No, it could have been a long time. We don't ever really clear up the rooftop garden.
Why not?
Nature is unruly. In truth, it prefers to be left alone.
Okay. Alright, next. Well, first off, are there any boxes or anything?
Is that a clock?
If it is, it's a clock with...
Oh, okay, I see. It's only really visible from one direction. So this one's 2, so this one's gonna have to be mostly straight up and down. This one is 9. Okay, and this one's got like a little doodly bop on it.
No.
So, moving any of the hands turns it's like cogs on a machine.
Yeah, all 4 hands are in the correct position. So the little cutout on the thing adds to the shape.
I guess that's wrong.
Did you work out what direction each hand needs to be facing? Each one ends with a little hoop. Try looking through the hoop and ignoring the rest.
Yeah, that's what I did. Oh, this one's backwards.
Nothing.
It's just numbers on a clock. 3 on the right, 6 on the bottom, 9 on the left, and 12 on the top.
Oh, okay, that's it. So I need to get the 6 and the 9 correct.
You only need 90-degree angles. That should make it easier to work out.
So which one has 6 at the bottom? Alright, so that one has to be 6. This one has to be 9. There we go.
I got it.
I'm impressed. What's in the box?
A little tool thing? Looks like a telescope, but I'm not actually sure what it is.
It's a gun scope. Small brass tool with a curved glass lens that has a screw at the base.
Did you get anything useful out of him?
Not sure. What about you?
Nothing worth committing to paper.
I think he knows more than he lets on.
Probably. But talking with him is so tedious. Considerably intelligent, and her powers of observation are enviable. But she has no ambition. No focus.
In her defense, she's still a teenager.
Barely. I'll say this. He's well suited to physical labor.
That's a nice way to put it.
Fitz spends most of his time alone in the greenhouse. But I heard he's been breeding experimental flowers. In secret.
Whoa, scandal.
I just wonder if he's getting restless. Professor Pointer is a respectable astronomer. Keeps himself to himself. What?
We're just surprised.
That was the most polite you've been about anyone.
I find her rather embarrassing. Little more than a spoiled child.
Penny must be at least 25.
27. Just makes it worse. Poppy has remarkable musical talent. She could be famous, wealthy even, if she wanted to.
She'd probably have to leave Tangle Tower first.
Quite. The people here are surprisingly materialistic, considering how sheltered they are.
Materialistic?
Growing this fruit simply because it produces a gemstone-like material. For what possible purpose, other than financial gain?
You're speculating.
What would you do, Grimoire, if you could grow valuable stone straight from the earth? A book from the library. One of hundreds, no doubt. What makes this one special?
It's about birds.
Yes, I see that. A photograph of Freya. Could be important. I admit, it's powerful. Freya was a talented young woman.
Someone even liked it enough to take a photo of it.
Now, we don't know why they took the photograph, do we? Perhaps they just wanted it for reference. A diary. Have you read it?
Not yet. It's locked.
And you haven't attempted to force it open?
That would be cheating.
I'd tell him not to quit his day job. But he hasn't got one, has he? These figurines remind me of a case I once solved involving a possessed doll. Turned out to be a bit of a smokescreen, as these things often do.
Your life sounds fun. Grimoire, why don't we ever have fun adventures like that?
Are we not having a fun adventure right at this very moment?
This is a potential murder weapon, is it not?
I don't know. I don't think the murderer would leave the murder weapon just lying around.
I think you'd be surprised as to what people leave lying around. Some breed of amphibious humanoid, potentially bipedal, although none of the statues show the creature's feet.
I guess we'll never know.
3 birds, 1 cage. What makes them worth keeping cooped up, I wonder? Would they not be happier flying free?
But then they might fly away from Tangle Tower entirely.
I wonder if they would. You consider that important evidence, do you? These people really are ridiculous, aren't they? Is that a clue?
Dunno. It was important enough to be framed, though.
I framed my law degree. It doesn't make it a clue.
Same? Yeah?
Who's that?
Not sure. It doesn't really look like anyone we've met so far.
Strange.
It's totally Poppy. You can tell by the lips.
Where did you find this?
Do you have any theories about where this might have been?
Or who might have had it.
I have several theories, but they are my theories, and I'm not going to share them. One of 3 statues depicting the same creature. This one is wearing headphones. Perhaps they belong to someone who likes music.
They're not headphones. They're earmuffs. For blocking out sound.
Perhaps they belong to someone who doesn't like music. Do you also have a pile of leaves as a clue?
Oh, not yet. Did you see some suspicious leaves? This belongs to you, Hawkshaw?
Correct.
And, what is it?
It's my handheld microscope for up-close investigation work.
What do you magnify with it?
Trace particles, dust, oils, clothing fibers.
Have you used it here at Tangle Tower?
I have. I used it to examine the greenhouse only 2 days ago.
What were you looking for?
That is between myself and my client.
Okay. I know it doesn't make any difference, but I'll just rub these other couple items on them.
You ever seen this before, Fitz?
No, but I don't normally go into Fifi's room.
That's not where we found it.
Oh, I just thought it looks like it belongs to her.
Oh yeah. Nothing. Didn't really expect much anyway. Let's take another look at this, I think.
That's a handsome beetle. Looks like he might have magic powers.
Okay.
Name, Felix Fellow. Age, 53. Profession, none. Likes, collecting objects of negligible monetary value and assigning them personal value. Dislikes, the inescapable realities of human existence. Notes, Felix is my father and legal guardian.
And, is he a good dad?
I have no point of comparison, but I would say no.
No? Why not?
You asked me a binary question. Do not get upset that I provided one of the 2 possible answers.
What makes him a bad father, Fifi?
He has trouble expressing his emotions, and something of a willful detachment from reality.
Huh. Just like you, then.
Grimoire.
No, he is quite correct. Name, Percival Pointer. Age, 57. Profession, none.
I'm pretty sure he's an astronomer.
Oh yes, of course. How uncharacteristically forgetful of me. Name, Penelope Pointer. Age, 27. Profession, ornithologist. Likes, birds. Dislikes, insects. Notes, Penelope is very beautiful. I have never had very much in common with her. Name, Poppy Pointer. Age, 19. Profession, oh. Apparently Poppy has defaced my notes. Under profession, I had of course originally written pianist, but she has crossed that out and written the ghost of Christmas yet to come. This photograph is my favorite photograph.
So, why'd you rip it in half?
That was not me. Besides, it was not a half that was ripped off. It was only a third. I believe Freya was attempting to communicate something through this painting.
Any idea what it was?
I am not the person to ask. All I see is a blood-red mountain with angry storm clouds brewing above it. As such, I cannot ascertain any meaning from it whatsoever. A book. My book.
And what's in it?
Pages. A wooden carving of my
She
father.
took that kind of lightly.
Made by my father. Although, now that I look at it, I do not understand how he was able to paint the red parts without any red paint.
Well, he's got the red paint
It
right
is a
here.
model of Freya, made by my father.
A model of Flora, you mean?
And a man with a beard. And a little red and white creature.
Why would my father make a model of Freya? That blade.
It's a troll for gardening.
It is. Why did Poppy leave shards of glass all over this statue?
What makes you think it was Poppy?
The statue lives in the music room. Who else would it be? I am scared of birds.
Why?
It is an irrational fear. I have no suitable explanation.
Oh.
It is a flower. It reminds me of something, but I cannot say what. Who is this her to whom the message...
Well, I don't know exactly.
Then how can I meaningfully evaluate this object? Next! An item from Poppy's childhood. Her earliest piano lessons hold some special significance for her.
Why's that?
No idea. She has never graced me with the details, and I am not forthcoming enough to ask.
You two are friends, right?
We are, yes.
But
It is clear to me now that Poppy has become tired of my company.
is it anything to do with Freya?
Oh, no. The changes in Poppy's mood have nothing to do with Freya. Her concerns simply lie elsewhere.
Who is that in the photo?
I'm quite sure that I have no idea.
Lies! X'd out.
Now this is interesting. Where did you find it?
In the astronomy tower.
And yet, it does not concern the field of astronomy.
Nope.
In fact, you could even say that entomology is the exact opposite of astronomy.
Yeah, you could.
I would not say that, however.
Oh, you wouldn't?
No, it would be quite naive. To study science in any field is to study the connections between all matter in the universe, living or inanimate.
What's wrong?
Earmuffs do not go on statues. What a mess. Penelope should tidy up after herself.
These weren't dropped by Penny. They were dropped by birds, I think.
My argument stands. This belongs to Professor Pointer, does it not?
No, I don't think so.
Who else would own such a pointless little telescope?
It's a telescope.
Oh yes, it has a telescopic lens. It can only be used for looking at things that are far away.
So it's, so Hawkshaw lied. Can't say I'm surprised, but
There's
moving
something
on.
about that diary we found in Fifi's room. Something suspicious.
Let's ask her about it.
Let's go right
There's
now.
something about Hawkshaw's handheld microscope. Something suspicious.
Let's ask her about it.
Ooh, suspicion.
Is this your diary, Fifi? We found it in your bedroom.
Of course it is mine. Ridiculous question.
Why is it locked up like that?
You seriously require an explanation. Very well. A fairly common concept, the so-called secret diary, is favored in particular by girls between the ages of 10 and...
So, there are secrets written in here?
This particular diary is unused.
It doesn't look unused.
It's Fifi's diary, and she has written in it.
I'm not sure about that.
Me neither.
This particular diary is unused.
It doesn't look unused.
It's somebody else's diary.
How could you arrive at that conclusion? It is kept in my bedroom. It is mine.
We need a clue to compare with the diary. Something to prove who the original owner was.
Oh, is that the same book? I didn't even notice that.
Let's take a closer look at this.
This blue book is somewhat similar to The Secret Diary. Which proves it belonged to Freya.
This blue book is somewhat similar to The Secret Diary, which proves it belonged to Freya. Almost. Maybe just change one thing.
Oh, it's a slightly different color, so...
This blue book is somewhat similar to The Secret Diary, so it shouldn't be in the photo. Nope.
Okay. So, look at this one was correct.
This blue book is the same thing as The Secret Diary, which proves it belonged to Freya.
You were hiding Freya's diary in your room, and you kept it locked, too.
Why would I do either of these things?
A secret letter. I've not found a secret letter.
Poppy didn't know about personal secrets within Freya's diary. Nope.
Is there something about Fifi, the diary Fifi doesn't want anyone to know?
Fifi didn't want anyone to see personal secrets within Freya's diary.
Is this true, Fifi?
I know Freya was your friend, but if you're trying to hide something...
You did not know Freya, so this might be difficult to understand. She did her own thing, in her own way. By concealing Freya's written accounts, it is simply my intention to preserve her innocence.
Innocence?
Might be easier if you just let us read the diary, Fifi.
Very well. I will open it. However, as you read it, please remember, Freya was the most kind and the most wise person I have ever known.
Alright, Fifi unlocked the diary.
Finally. What's in there?
Secret diary, it's back. In the flesh this time. Was it me? Did I let it out? Maybe I should rip up that painting. Soul Bearer Works. Impressive little thing. I have 2 now. Need 2 more. Soul Bearer Works. Found my way into the middle. Surprisingly simple. Compared it to the harp. I saw them, all 5, eyes blacked out. Despite everything, I still have a promise to keep. I'll do my best. She could do with a little company. I think there's some locks that I haven't unlocked yet.
It's a little glass box.
I think it's a vivarium.
Come again?
See the leaves and might have been for keeping insects. That painting.
Why would you want
Maybe Freya enjoyed the
the
atmosphere.
atmosphere of chaos?
Hang on. There's a smaller version down by
It's a photograph.
Yeah.
Do you think this was always supposed to be?
I don't know.
No windows either.
Oh, shoot. Misclick. Is there like a door underneath the bed?
Do you think this was always?
I don't know.
No windows
Oh,
either.
it's just another vent. I already solved the puzzle there.
Fifi's got something.
What is all this?
Arrows connecting all the different suspects.
They're not labeled, though.
Yeah, they're completely meaningless.
Okay, so it connects Poppy and Grimoire. That makes sense. There's a dude and what's her face? Okay, Hawkshaw and her. And this guy and Poppy. We're not a line from dude man to his fiance. That's interesting.
Did you notice who isn't on here?
Freya?
Mm-hmm.
Suspicion.
So, about this paint we found in your room.
Nothing suspicious about it. I used it to paint, obviously. Totally normal thing to do.
We never said it was suspicious.
Come on then, out with it. What exactly are you accusing me of?
It's not your paint pot. Did you take it from somewhere else?
What on earth? It's definitely mine. I even have proof. Look, the lid matches the ones on all my other paint pots. End of discussion.
That's not the end of the discussion.
We need a clue to compare with Felix's red paint. Something to prove who it actually belongs to.
You know, I never really realized that the lids were different.
Let's take a closer look at this.
Oh, okay, this one has a different label. These ones have the squiggle. It's only the cap that's the same. Wait, can I? Okay, I can't bring it over there.
Freya's red paint pot was stolen and replaced with Felix's red paint pot, but the lids were swapped to hide it.
That red paint is from Freya Supplies, not yours. Swapping the lids doesn't hide what you did.
Why are you bothering me about paint anyway? And none of this is connected to your murder.
Before Freya. Okay, yeah.
This red paint pot was somehow filled with blood before Freya used it to paint Flora.
Oh, that's definitely something. Right, fine. Here's the story. I was busy working on a project when I suddenly realized I had run out of red paint. There was a certain amount of time pressure, so I politely asked Freya if I could borrow hers. Just for a little while, you know. Perfectly reasonable request.
But she said no.
I tried to explain why I needed it, but she didn't seem to care. So, well, I took Freya's red paint pot and swapped it with my own empty one.
You went into her room?
Not my proudest moment, but it's just paint. I didn't touch anything else.
And the paint pot you left behind was definitely empty?
Quite. I have absolutely no idea how it got blood in it, if that's what you're asking.
Why were you in such a hurry to get a hold of red paint anyway?
I was trying to finish this in time for Flora's birthday. I needed red to paint the final details.
Could you not have just used a different color?
Out of the question. It had to be red and white.
If you managed to finish it, why haven't you given it to Flora yet?
Well, I decided against it in the end. After what happened. Seemed a bit, insensitive.
Okay. Oh yeah, we've got more other questions to ask him.
Percival Pointer. Good old... So, what do you reckon? Is he the murderer?
I don't know, maybe. We still need...
That is not information we're willing to share at this time.
I'm just saying, keep an eye on him. Holds on to a lot of bitterness, does old Pointer. Just because he's always struggled to support his family. Slightly pathetic, really.
And how long have you known him?
Over 35 years.
Childhood friends? Rivals?
Don't know if I'd do him the honor of considering him my rival. Penelope seems to have really settled into a groove. She struggled a bit when she was younger. Always a little estranged.
How come?
Well, she was mostly raised by her uncle. And he really only makes time for his own daughter. Now, of course, she's bringing the two families together through her marriage. It's a nice gesture, heartfelt, but futile. Poppy's a good friend to my daughter, always has been. I think they get on well because they're so... different.
Different like how?
Poppy is, she's quite introspective, good with feelings. Fiona, not so much. Still, Poppy always seems to be sulking about something.
The heavy, heavy price of emotional intelligence.
I've never seen that before. Looks valuable. Now this is still in very good condition. Apart from the crack, of course.
What about those shards on the inside of the horn?
Looks like somebody broke a glass and was trying to conceal the evidence. Cunning. Bizarre things, aren't they? Penelope seems rather attached to them.
Do you not feel sorry for them in that little cage?
Come now, I'm sure they could leave if they really wanted to. That looks like it might belong to Fitz. Goodness me! I've never been one for music. Why not ask Poppy instead? Oh dear.
Do you know who this is?
Not a clue. What's this all
Lies.
about? Some kind of rare jewel?
I'm pretty sure the research is about a real insect.
If it's made of gold, then it's made of gold.
The statue was up in the rooftop garden.
Yes, it's been there a while. You can see the brass is slightly tarnished by the elements, but it's not too bad. Might be salvageable. Is that a clue? Really?
It might be.
Why don't you ask Fiona about that one? Looks like her area of expertise.
Okay. Moving on. Well, first things first, like I said, I kept focusing on
A
the
bunch of old
books.
books. Covered in dust now, but they look well read.
And this little plant.
A little pot plant, balanced on the window ledge.
It's the only plant in the entire room.
We met Felix, your husband. He's one of our suspects, and he seems pretty suspicious if you ask me. So, if you want to stick up for him, now's your chance.
Nice try. We spoke to your daughter Fifi. She's some kind of super intelligent scientist. You must be proud of her. We spoke to Hawkshaw. I assume she didn't get anything out of you either. I bet that really ticked her off.
Do you and Fitz have anything to do with each other? Other than your initials? You know the guy in the other tower? Weird astronomy professor guy?
Can you see him from your window? Can he see you?
What do you know about Penny?
I can't really imagine those two being friends, to be honest.
You never know. Do you and Pompey get along?
Nothing. Shocker. Grimore, what could you possibly be writing down?
Oh no, I gave up making notes ages ago. Now I'm just doodling in the margins. Have you seen this book before? Do you know who it belongs to?
So when she finally does say something, it's probably
Really
going to be
thought she was gonna say something there.
some huge event.
This is a photo of Fifi, isn't it? Your daughter?
What do you think of your husband's hobby?
Do you have any hobbies? You haven't seen this yet, have you?
It's a little model of you. Who were the other people next to you?
Do you know anything about these birds? Or birds in general?
Skipped one.
Do you know anything about this beetle?
Do you recognize any of these feathers?
Okay. Suspicion time.
So, this painting, specifically that knife in Flora's hand.
Yeah, it's creepy. But we didn't find a knife anywhere in the room. So what's going on?
It's not
It's
a knife,
not a
it's a
knife.
feather.
We need a clue to compare with the painting. Something to explain what that knife shape actually is. Let's take a closer look at this.
Totally the feather. Come on.
The painted knife is actually
Bam.
just a feather from an inked bird.
It's definitely the right shape, but the book's not in color. The thing Flora's holding in the painting is red and white, specifically. Is there anything to suggest that the ink dip bird is red and white too?
Yes, the painted models.
This little thing? I don't understand why Felix would make a model of this bird as part of a gift for Flora. And come to think of it, why would Flora be holding a feather in the painting anyway?
Do do do. Huh. The ink dip bird was Flora's pet. Oh, there we go.
The ink-dip bird was Flora's pet, so she kept a single feather to remember it by.
She kept the bird as a pet. And it died?
Maybe it flew away.
Flora spends all her time staring out the window.
Either way, she kept the feather. I think it was pretty important to her.
Alright, so she was holding the feather while Freya was painting her. But where is it now? You'd think she'd keep it somewhere close by.
Yeah, I think she does. Normally. This is where Flora usually keeps her feather.
Inside of the egg.
But we opened it. It's empty.
Mm-hmm. Completely empty.
Dun dun dun.
Flora? She's pointing at something in the corner of the room.
It's just a pile of books. They're not... Wait, there's something tucked inside this one.
Flora's drawings. Drawings of Flora and a small bird. There's a handwritten message on the back. These are for you, love of Freya, X. Okay.
I like these drawings, Flora.
Is there a reason why you wanted us to see them?
Oh, very suspicious. We'll get back to her. Is there a puzzle box in here we failed to open?
Alright, you...
Spooky murder mansion?
Spooky murder mansion.
Alright.
Eavesdrop what the stars are saying. Earthly tether, slowly fraying. Floating, helpless from the worst of jealous hunger, selfish thirst. Take a moment, kneel and meet the flowers growing at your feet. Feathers flashing in the light from a sunbeam gleaming bright. I shield my eyes and turn my head, but all at once I've been misled. Light is shining on the stage, but through the railings of a cage.
Okay.
I think it's kind of cruel to keep 3 birds in one cage like that.
Does Penny not let them out to fly?
Oh, she does. She must do. But I don't think they're allowed to go far. Penny can be a little protective.
This is a photo of Fifi and Freya, right?
This book.
Yeah,
How come you're not in it? You're friends with them too, aren't you?
I'm not really one for photographs.
Fifi looks like she really admires Freya.
Fifi's loyalty to Freya is unshakable. Never seen that one before. Was it in the greenhouse?
No, we found it in Penny's room.
Right. Those petals.
What about them?
It's nothing. They're just unusual. Yeah, it's mine.
Can you play the tune for us?
Sure. It's literally 8 notes. I have it memorized. Yeah, it's mine.
What's so special about it?
I got it from my teacher. It's the first piece I ever learned.
How long have you been playing?
Since the day I turned 6. Family tradition. I was really excited to start learning. As soon as I got out of my first lesson, I told Freya and Fifi all about it. When I arrived at my second lesson the next day, Freya was there too. She hadn't asked permission, just showed up. For 2 whole years, the teacher taught us both.
Was Freya any good?
She would have been even better than me, if she'd stuck with it. But one day, she just stopped coming to lessons.
Why?
That's just it. There was no reason. That's when I realized things were different for her.
Okay.
I don't know what that is.
Weird, considering we found it hidden in your room.
Well, my room is full of junk. There's probably a bunch of stuff hidden in there. I don't mean like... Please stop talking to me. You get some weird insects around here. I've never seen one like that.
I'm not sure anyone has.
Freya might have. She used to keep beetles in a box in her room.
Why?
For fun, obviously.
Do you know where those earmuffs came from?
I put them there.
Why?
Found them lying around. I think they belonged to Fitz. I put them on the statue so he'd see them. I thought they looked like headphones. Like he's in the recording studio with his guitar. No?
If they do belong to Fitz, he hasn't taken them back yet. When did you find them?
This morning.
Where?
I don't know, in a hallway. Can't remember exactly. I see a lot of birds up in the rooftop garden. They seem to really like it up there.
Why's that?
It's quiet. Did you find that in Fifi's room?
No. Should we have?
No, it's just... It looks like something she'd use, don't you think? How sweet.
Okay. Oh, we forgot the suspicion. Oop.
I need to confirm something with you, Poppy.
Confirm away.
What can you tell us about this cassette tape? Is it yours?
It belongs to Freya. She liked to have music playing while she was painting, you know.
And do you know what kind of music is on this tape?
No idea. Acid jazz?
It's piano music. Sounds an awful lot like your music, to be honest.
Sure it doesn't belong to you?
Why are we even talking about this? Cassette tapes have been redundant for a good few years now.
The tape was found at the crime scene. It was in the gramophone.
It's not mine. I'd never own anything like that.
Why not?
Not my color.
It totally is her color.
Somebody gave it to you as a gift.
Wait, I'm confused.
Me too.
You used to like these
You
colors.
used to like these colors.
Ridiculous.
We need a clue to compare with the cassette tape. Something that proves Poppy used to like these colors.
Easy. This is the photo, okay. Alright.
Let's take a closer look at this. found at the crime scene matches the pink cassette player used by Poppy in this old photo.
That is not me.
Yeah, it is. I'll prove it.
It's the shape of the lips, I think.
You look a little different, but Fifi and Freya are pretty recognizable. It's clearly a photo of you with your two best friends. Why'd you tear it up and then hide it?
I think the answer is pretty straightforward. Poppy doesn't want to look like that anymore.
That's it. Makes this whole thing seem kind of irrelevant.
Maybe. It depends on the reason.
The reason she doesn't want to look like that anymore?
The passage of time is a powerful thing.
Hold on. This means that pink cassette tape does belong to you, Poppy.
It used to. I recorded some piano music onto it and gave it to Freya as a gift. Years ago.
Freya could have easily been listening to this tape at the exact moment she was killed. There's gotta be a connection between the tape, the gramophone, and the murder.
There's one other thing I want to know. How did it get that crack down the middle?
I have no idea.
Okay, any
All right,
more?
Spooky murder.
Spooky murder mansion.
Yes. Anything else? Nope, nothing for her. Rub all the things on all the people. Nothing to, for her to be suspicious about yet.
Can't say I've ever taken an interest in Uncle's astronomy. On occasion I've dared to visit him in his tower, but I always regret it. It's all just a little too abstract for me.
What do you mean?
Oh, did you know the sun is apparently over 400,000 miles wide? Okay, so what should I do with that information? How does it help me?
Don't look at me. You're the one who memorized it.
Yes, it's my, my flower.
You don't like it?
I'm no good at caring for plants. I forget to water them. Birds are much easier. They're a lot more vocal when they get thirsty.
Do you at least like the look of the flower?
The look?
The colors? The shape of it?
Between you and me, I think it's a little vulgar. That's rather strange now, isn't it?
We found it in your room.
Just lying around, was it?
Nope. You'd hidden it, but we found it.
We do that.
Who's the her in the message? And what's the deal with the petals?
It's really none of your business. Looks a little simple for Poppy, doesn't it? Thought she was a grade 12 or something.
I didn't know there were that many grades.
I'm sure they invented some new ones just for her. I can't decide what's worse. How she looks here, or how she looks now.
Do you know who this is in the photo?
Oh, absolutely
Totally
no
Poppy.
idea. Not a fan of insects myself. Whose research is this?
We were hoping you might know.
No, can't say I... Freya, perhaps. I know she was always very fond of grubby little things like this.
Noted.
Lovely. There used to be all kinds of birds here at Tangle Tower. The most fascinating breeds, all totally unique.
Used to be? There are birds all over the place.
Most of them are rather ordinary, I'm afraid.
What happened to the non-ordinary ones?
That is a very good question. I don't know what that is. It's that bird. But these must have been drawn at least a year ago. Oh, how sad.
There's something about the report of Fitz going up Pointer Tower. Something suspicious.
Let's ask him about it.
Okay. Let's at least finish this run through. Get up to Percival.
Anything in there?
Bed sheets.
That's not even remotely suspicious. That bed.
Does it feel warm over here? Or is it just me?
No, you're right. Maybe the bed has some kind of heater.
It's not coming from the bed. It's coming from the wall.
Huh, okay, so there must be something in the middle right there. Oh, yeah. Let's check this out.
It's a big glass
There are
tube.
weeds in there.
It's an aquarium?
Could be. Except there's more.
What is
I
that?
think it's a family tree.
Don't have a shot of this yet. It should probably tell us more about these people
Lord
now.
Fellow.
Looks like he was
Scandal.
Selena Stonetop.
No family line. Apparently, she just appeared out of nowhere.
Felicia Fellow.
Freya's mother.
I guess she doesn't live here anymore.
Damien Dusk. It's Freya's father. I guess he doesn't live here anymore.
Freya Fellow.
The murder victim.
She's barely related to the main family at all. Lady Fellow.
Do these people not have first names?
Flint Fellow. I guess he doesn't live here anymore. Felix Fellow.
We met him. He's one of the suspects. Emily Everstone. I guess she doesn't live here anymore. Fitz Fellow.
We met him. He's one of the suspects.
Okay. Okay, so Fitzfellow and Penelope. Okay, they are on different ends.
Lord Remington.
He sounds important. Lady
I
Remington.
think I have one of those in my book. Flora Remington.
We met her. She's one of the suspects. Primrose Remington. I guess she doesn't live here anymore.
Richard.
The one and only. Fiona Fellow. We met her. She's one of the suspects.
It doesn't really
Abby
give us
Pointer. We met her.
much
She's one of the
info.
suspects. Percival Pointer.
Professor. We met him. He's one of the suspects.
Lord Pointer.
This goes back a couple of... Lady Pointer.
How do I want to be a lady?
Buck. I guess he doesn't live here anymore.
Pandora Pointer. I guess she doesn't live here anymore. Penelope Pointer. We met her. She is one of the suspects.
Yeah, I might wonder if there's some kind of a significance about whether it looks like a shield versus looking like a bone or yellow flag or whatever. Oh, what are these birds?
Pretty. 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 Pretty.
That could be significant.
We already solved it.
Oh, yeah.
There's a... you know... just a bunch of nothing weird about
To
that.
you.
Okay, on some people.
I've seen those earmuffs before. They're the ones Fitz always wears when he's out the front gardening.
Always wears.
Whenever I've seen him, yes.
Because he doesn't want to talk to you.
I think you may wish to adjust your threshold of what you consider to be a clue. What's this?
It looks like it might be a telescope. Thought you might know something about it.
Well, it certainly is a telescope. It has a part there to screw onto a tripod, you see? It's rather small, though. I'm not sure you could see many stars with it.
No, probably not.
Yes, very nice. Where is that bird of Flora's? It's been a while since I've seen it.
Okay.
That's one big dragonfly.
Or one very small one. It's a rose bush. Apart from a couple of loose petals on one side.
The roses are bright red, too.
Aren't roses...
Exactly.
Alright. I gotta get going, so we'll have to do this suspicion later. So, till next time, Lita.